What's going on, fam? Sam Cologne here, aka The Messenger, and welcome to today's show. Before we get started today, wherever you are right now, just make sure you ain't driving. Take a moment, close down your eyes, and let's take a deep breath together. You guys in the back over there do the same thing with me. All right? Take a nice deep breath. Let it go. Now with this next deep breath, we're going to raise our vibrations. Let it go. One more time. Inhale. And this time when you let it go of everything from within all the way without. Clear up that space. All right. Now we're ready to talk. And the reason why I'm sharing that today with you guys, yesterday I just got this download prompt. I'm a part of this group that they self-proclaim. They call themselves the Avengers. And I just got this prompt to go in there and do this quick 3 breath. Raise frequency, raise vibration, clear up space. 3 breaths, reset. And I did that, and right away, one of them, sure enough, hit me back up like, I needed that at this very point in time. You have no idea. And I told her, well, I kind of do have an idea because that's the way it works. Why? Because we're all connected. And so that leads me into today's topic, which is the quantum entanglement and connection that we all have. A lot of times we think that we're feeling a certain way, that we're behaving a certain way, that we just, I don't know, I just feel like this. Not realizing that you're connected to people, right? Some people, they don't even have to be in the room. That's how you connect. That's how deeply connected you are with certain people. And so this may seem very esoteric, very out there. Oh yeah, you're all one, hippie shit. But it's the truth. Like when you go into a room, they've done studies that the electromagnetic field around 2 people, they can contract or expand depending on the mood of the people. And then also even the intentions that they set. And when they set an intention to combine their energies and expand their energies together, they also pick that up in the readings. Now there's also studies that show where a cell was duplicated, and they have the cell, let's just say in this room, and then the other cell 100 miles away. They do something to this cell, and that cell 100 miles away instantly responds. Some cases, some studies, they said that it responded before they even touched the cell that, let's say, for example, was in this room. Just the thought of doing something to that cell affected the other cell without even doing it to this cell. So this is how tightly connected we are, the quantum entanglement that we have, that even through our thoughts, we can affect someone. Have you ever thought about someone and then all of a sudden they send you a text or they'll call you? Or vice versa. You think of someone and then you call them. And they're like, how funny is that? Like, I was just talking about you, or I was just thinking about you. Now, I have a routine in the mornings after I pray and meditate. I'll send out some texts to people, and I'll let them know how much I truly appreciate them. And yesterday morning, I sent it out, and I sent it out to a friend, and they responded back exactly with that. It's crazy, dude. I just literally was talking about you, and now you send me this text. Thank you so much for the love that you send to me, so on and so forth. But this is the way it works. Why? Because we're connected. And right now what's happening as a collective consciousness, we are rising our vibrations. Like what it is that's going on, our awareness, if we want to call it that, is rising as a collective. And not just as humans, also as the earth. The earth it has its own consciousness. People like to think of that also being esoteric or super spiritual, that the earth has its own consciousness, but it does. And the earth is going through her conscious expansion as well. And what's going on is that there's technology right now because of the expansion. There's technology coming out that wasn't really talked about in the past and had to be, done underneath the table. Right? So I'm gonna name a few because I just got a few of these things done throughout the week and last week that I want to share with you guys. And this all came together because of the thought of the rising of consciousness that's happening on the earth and in the cosmos, right? And so one technology is called Therify. If you haven't looked this up, you should. And this technology has been around for a while because the coil that they use on it, Nikola Tesla created it, right? This is his technology that's being used now. But you have some brave people. The gentleman that created this one, I think his name is Dan Withers. And this gentleman he took the coil, and then now he has these two glass that create plasma. And so this plasma, through the coil, this copper coil, starts to create this circular energy that you lay in between. Now, as electric creatures that we are, this charges us up. And as it charges us up, it also detoxifies you, creating balance in the body, physically, energetically, and I would dare to say spiritually. And so as this technology is coming out, you are starting to realize, just start to pay attention how the collective is actually being more responsive to it. They're accepting it more. They're like, okay, there's some science behind it. And it's because we can logically make sense of it, is that now as a collective, we're actually accepting it, right? And so this is one of the technologies that I suggest, if you haven't, go try it out. There's another one called EE systems. And this one is really interesting because it's like these TV screens. And on the TV screens, when you look at it, it looks like this pixelation. And there's a whole bunch of them around you, and they emanate a certain light frequency in the room. And when you're in there, we're light beings. We are literally made of light. And so when these light frequencies start to push through your physical body, all it's doing is taking away the shit that is stopping you from realizing your trueness, right? So you may go through a little detox after the first couple times of doing it, but you will feel amazing. Like the first time I tried, I'm very sensitive energy, really in tune. I feel everything. The moment I walked into the building, I didn't even have to be in the room. I felt it. And then the moment that I walked in the room, I'm like, yes, this is some legit shit right here. And so I stood in there about an hour and I came out supercharged. And so they also have this technology, I think it's called Beyond Me or something like that. I can't remember the exact name, but Joe Dispenza uses it in his events. And basically what they do is they take your fingertip and they scan them. And they take the photons from your fingertips and they measure the amount of joules in your body. And so someone after a full service of this EE system, their joules should be anywhere from 50 to 70, right? And most of the people that go in, when they get initially checked, they're probably around like 30 to 40. And I'm sharing this so that you can understand that this stuff is legit. I already know that just on a regular day, it could be a day that I'm not even tuned in, I haven't done my energy work, and I'm just going, that my energy is higher than most because I work on it. And so I went in, the person scanned my finger, and they came back, like they saw the chakras are all aligned. He was like, dude, you're like at 98% of alignment. And they also saw that my joules were already at 55, and they're like, huh, what? And now they all looking at me funny, like, who is this guy? And it's because I work on myself. But the thing is, like, people need technology, not everyone, but there are some people that need this technology to give them the feedback so they can logically believe now. And as a collective, I feel like that's where we are. We know that this stuff is legit. We know energy exists. We know the quantum field exists. We know that we're connected. We know that we're beings of light. But logically, there's a part of our mind that needs to be satisfied in order for us to accept it. And right now, as a collective, that's where we are. So I ask you a question. What side are you going to be in? Are you going to be that skeptic doesn't matter the information that's put in front of you, you're going to steadfast to whatever it is beliefs that were passed down to you? or are you going to embrace, explore, and discover your own truth? Right? And so now we have technology that will give you the feedback that you need on a mental level. Because if you're doing energy work and you're working with someone, right? So let's say you go see somebody and they say, oh, I can help you how to move energy around, right? Now you can go to this place, get scanned, see your starting markers, see where you at. That place does not need to know what it is that you're working on. Just go and get the scan. Go work with this person. Start learning your own energy, and then go get scanned again and see the improvements. That feedback for a lot of us is very crucial to allow our mind to let the information become one with you. Right? And so I'm sharing this because, again, we're all connected. And I want to also invite you to a challenge, right? And the challenge I was having a conversation with my wife about 2 nights ago. And I was telling her about the collective, how the collective is actually rising, all the things that I've been seeing, all the technology that's being shared. And wait, real quick, before I keep on that thought, I want to talk about the EE system. Just one more thing that I found very interesting was that you got somebody like Tony Robbins. Now, Tony Robbins is the business guru, right? The mindset guru. The person, and Tony does have his spiritual aspects, and he also has his technology, biohacking aspects. And he's just starting to embrace this in the public, right? He's been doing it for a very long time, but now he's actually sharing it. He's sharing about the technology when it comes to stem cells, and now he's even done a video with the creator of this EE system saying how much it's helped him and his family. And so, he actually has one in his property, right? He has a big significant one. He actually has multiple systems in one room. But the point where I'm sharing this is this stuff is no longer going to be kept under wraps. It's going to come out. It's already coming out. Right? Now, again, where are you with this? And as a collective, back to the challenge, as a collective, I was talking about, imagine if I did a meditation. And I record this meditation, right? This is a collective meditation. And when I go into the meditative space and I hold containers, there is no such thing as space and time. And so when I do that recording, wherever it is that you're going to listen to it, you're in that present moment. It is no, he recorded this a year ago, 2 years. No, it's that present moment. And so we share it. I say we put it out there, social media, we market it, and then we tell people to join us on this challenge and help us change the consciousness of this earth, of this world, and all the people, right? And so every day at 6 p.m. Eastern, no matter where you are in the world, we all tune in to that recording, right? And as we're all tuning in, doing the same recording at the same time, being guided, because I'll be guiding in the meditation, moving the energy field, you will see shit shift, not just in your individual reality, but in the reality of the world, right? And for those of you out there, it's that's some bullshit. Try it. Let's try it. I challenge you all. Let's try it out. Let's see. And let's see, once we get a good amount of people coming in, and we have a large amount that we can actually start seeing the results in our life, then we actually do a live one. And this time when we do the live one, it'll be something that we can really push. Really put it out there. Put it where, now the public news is involved, right? Put it out there where now we got celebrities involved. Put it out there where now we got the government looking like what they doing. Something like that. And then we do something big to test it out, so that people can start to see the power that we have as a collective. And as we do this, I know things will change. So if you're watching this, that means that at the bottom of this video, there should be a link for you to click on so that you can get this recorded meditation to your inbox. And if you do take it on, actually you truly take it seriously, and that you actually jump on at that time at 6 o'clock. It's not going to be, we're not going to be all on a Zoom or something. No, it's going to be your responsibility. You're going to have the recording in your hand, and you just set a little calendar reminder on your phone to meditate at 6 p.m. Eastern. Now, if you're in another time zone, just match it up to 6 p.m. Eastern. You're in the Philippines, I think they're like 12 hours. It'll be 6 a.m. And you don't have to do it every day. But the more and more that we do it as a collective, the energy will shift. Right? So just put it on your calendar, put meditate, and then you take the link that you'll be provided with the actual recording, and then you put it also on the notes on the calendar. So this way you're not scrambling all around trying to find it. You just, boom, click it, pops up, and go to work, right? And so I wanted to add that into this video because it was something I was like, just imagine if, and just the information that was coming through, I'm like, yeah, nah, we have to do this. We have to do this. And here's a cool thing. Like, I don't want to say that I know, because I don't know shit, right? But I have a feeling that I have a hunch that the things that are gonna happen, I have this je ne sais quoi, that you guys are gonna have your mind blown. Doesn't matter where you are in the world, your mind is gonna be blown. And just that opening of your mind being like, I can't reconcile this, that's all you need. That's all you need to bust through those chains that has imprisoned you mentally, physically, spiritually. Right? So let's just remember that we're all connected. And if you're somebody that believes in it or are a skeptic, again, I invite you to the challenge. Now let's go back to the technology part where we have EE systems now. We have Therify, right? We have, there's another one. There's this other one called AO, right? And this one is really interesting because it takes the frequencies from your voice. Now, before I go into details on this, I did a fast, right? I did a 40-day reset fast where I connected with all the elements, right? And so the first element that I worked with was the element of air. So I had no food and no water for 10 days. And I remember when I was telling some of my friends, they're like, dude, after 3 days, you're going to fucking die of dehydration. And I'm like, no, I'm not, man. The thing is that you guys believe everything that you're told. And I'm one of these people that I like to test it out for myself. You know, and so I went out there and I tested it for myself. Day 3, I hit them all up. I'm like, I'm still alive. Day 5, I hit them all up. I'm still alive. And they all fucking, like, you fucking asshole. I'm not being an asshole. I'm telling you that you guys are afraid of stuff that you haven't even tried for yourself. Right? So I digress. So I did the 10 days. And what started happening by day 7, and this is another funny one, their response, but anyway, by day 7, I started to hear people's voices through vibrations. I wasn't hearing words anymore. And so what I was hearing was, it was more like a, that was the noise that I was hearing when people were talking. I wasn't actually listening. I wasn't hearing the actual words. But I knew what they were saying. But I was going deeper than just the words, how my brain was interpreting, because that's the way it was trained, to think this is English, to think this is Spanish, to think this is Portuguese, to think this is Brazilian, to think whatever it is that the languages that I understand, my brain was trained to think that that's what it was. But I revealed that it's not that. It's more vibrations. And these vibrations are then interpreted by our brain to say these are the words that these vibrations mean. And this, I discovered this personally through going through this connection of what we would call the earthly realm, right? And so my body, my flesh, I overcame the hunger and the thirst that usually entraps us on the day-to-day. We think that, oh, we don't eat or we don't drink, we're going to die. Now, I'm not, quick disclosure, I'm not a doctor. I don't know what's your health conditions, and I'm not recommending you to go not eat and drink water for 10 days. I'm just sharing my experience. Now, because of this experience that I had, what happened was, what came into my reality was this AO machine. Right? And what it does is you speak into it. And you give it about 2 minutes of you just talking. Say your name, you can talk about your children, your family, your business, whatever it is. And then this technology, what it does is it scrambles the voice into vibrations. It scrambles the voice into vibrations. And what it picks up all the vibrational frequencies and it knows if you're not in tune. Right? So it'll pick up whatever vibrational blockages you have based upon the voice. Now, I know this may sound crazy to people, but what I also want to share is when I was hearing people talk, there were certain things that will come out of their mouths that typically was like, whoa, 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 whoa. But when it was something that was not in alignment, it screeched in my ear. So I'll give you an example of what that sounds like. It was like, whoa, 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 like a screech, almost like a fax. And so like when I heard that, I didn't know what it meant. But then when this machine came out and the lady that was explaining to me how it works, I'm like, that's what that meant for me. That there was a disalignment in the vibrations of the tone of this person. And the way she calls it a blockage, a vibrational blockage. So what happens is they take their voice and they scramble it up and they give you the antidote, if you want to call it that. They give you the opposite to block that up. And the way you unblock it is by listening to it. So now this vibrations, your voice is now broken up into vibrations, scrambled in a way where the vibrational frequencies are now being entered into your brain, into your body. And then it releases the blocks that you have in an energetic vibrational way. And so, again, this is something that may be too out there for some of you guys. But this is here. So, again, are you going to explore and discover for yourself? Or are you going to stand still in what it is that you've been told and what you believe in, which you didn't even figure that shit out for yourself. You were told that shit. You were told what to believe. And if you're okay with just, okay, I was told to believe it and I'm going to believe it, then okay, that's cool. Like, pass on the video to somebody else. But for those of you that you're like, yeah, you know what? I was told this. How about let me just explore here. It's just exploration. This is not like, it doesn't have to be your doctrine. It doesn't have to be what you wear on your sleeve. It doesn't have to be your religion. No, just explore and figure this out for yourself. Right? And so this technology, what it does is it does that on a voice. Now we have another technology, and this one's called the inductor. Right? And the inductor picks you up on a quantum level. And what this does, like, it picks up your date of birth, the time you were born, the location, your picture, and your voice. And this thing gets put into a program. And this program picks you up in the ether. It picks you up in the quantum field. It picks you up, pins you like your energetic signature. Just like you have a phone number, 201-123-456, right? And I call that and pings you and I can talk to you. It's the same way with you physically, energetically. Like, you have an energetic signature. And so this machine picks up the energetic signature and bing, it pings you. And when it pings you, it gives everything. Everything. It goes off the technology of like biofeedback. Now, what's interesting is that biofeedback has been around for a long time. And biofeedback has been used to diagnose. But the biofeedback is just simply that, feedback. Like here in the United States, they won't allow you to send that same energetic signature, the opposite, to offset what is being read. So this is the thing that, like, some people don't think. Think for yourself, think. If it's okay for you, for say in the United States, right, for this machine to be used as a diagnosis. Say, for example, biofeedback. They put your fingertips, whatever, boom, they give you the feedback. And the feedback shows that your deficiency in vitamin B, D. This is for uninvasive stuff, so you don't have to do blood work. And it'll tell you what you are deficient in, what vitamins, what minerals, right? It'll tell you what comes up, you're pre-diabetic, whatever. But it's okay for you to do that, right? The energy that's picking up, it's okay. But they can't send you the frequency and the energy to heal you. Like, that's not okay. But how is it okay for you to say that the frequencies and the energies that you're picking up from me, it's okay to diagnose me? Right? In other countries, it's okay. They actually use these things. I think the inductor is a German or Russian machine. And they're okay. They do this stuff. But over here, it's like, no, you can't do this. And we already know. Big pharma and all that shit. We know. You know. I mean, you like to play stupid sometimes, but you know. Like, this is why. And so, like, if you want to use your critical thinking, actually think this through. And so this machine, the inductor, you don't even have to be in the same room. It works on a quantum level. And so on this quantum level, it picks up the signatures, and it picks up what it is that you're deficient in, and what are you feeling, and where your aches, where your pains. I remember the first time I got on this thing, they were able to identify injuries, like 10-year-old injuries. They were able to identify, now check this out. This is the interesting part. I had ate spicy food the night before. Now, when I eat spicy food, my chiquito don't like it, right? And so, like, my ass gets annoyed. Right? So we say it in English, right? So my ass gets annoyed. Now, I had spicy food the night before, and then the next day, my ass was annoyed. In the reading, I'm looking at it because it was through a Zoom. I'm looking at it, scanning, and it showed like a red signature on my asshole, right? Now, there's no way that this lady knew this, and there's no way that this machine was gonna pick this up if it wasn't legit. And so the lady, I'm an open book. Obviously, I'm talking about my asshole here to you guys, like, on fucking social media. Like, I don't give a fuck, right? And so she asked me, she's like, I know this may be a little personal. I'm like, it's not personal. Trust me. There's nothing personal. Like, tell me. He's like, I see you have a little annoyance in your anus. And I'm like, actually, I do. Can you help with that, right? And sure enough, while we're doing everything else, before the end of the session, my asshole, no issues. It was perfectly fine. And not only that, I had some injuries in the neck. Now, I had some bulging discs from car accidents and stuff. Now, through meditation and energy work, I was able to, like, bring those herniated discs down, bring it down, so I could move my neck now a lot better. I couldn't do that before. That was all through meditation and energy work, right? That I was doing on my own. Now, there was still little something there. And while we were on there, she sent the energy. And while we're talking, I always, when I'm listening, I take the time to breathe slowly. And I move the energy around. So as I'm listening, I'm breathing slowly. And I'm bringing the energy up, down from my perineum, as I usually do. And I cycle the energy. And then the moment I get through right on the bottom of the throat to get up through the neck, pop, pop, pop. Oh, what was that? And then at the end of the call, I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck? So this stuff is legit, right? And again, I'm not making any claims for nobody. Just inviting you. I'm inviting you to at least explore and discover things for yourself, right? Try it out. What's wrong with trying it out? Try it out. Have that childlike faith that you had when you were growing up, where you tried stuff and you had fun. Try it. And some of you out there actually need it. And you may try it out of desperation because you've been diagnosed with some shit. Try it. Don't go like, oh my God, don't go to your grave fucking quiet. You've been diagnosed with some shit and you over here taking chemo. And again, I'm not knocking anybody. Or I'm just inviting you to try something different and take your fucking power back. You guys been dulled to sleep. People talk about the sleeping giant, right? You are the motherfucking sleeping giant. Wake the fuck up. And it doesn't have to be serious. The reason why I'm talking to you this intense is because I'm transmitting energy that's going to fucking wake you up. But it doesn't have to be serious. Have fun. Have fun. Like, I call all these things toys. These are my toys. Like when I work with people and I hold meditational space and I have all these bowls and my rattles and my flutes, like when I'm talking to them, I'm like, these are my toys. I don't play them, they play me. People be like, yo, this nigga crazy. But it's okay. It's okay. They're my toys. I'm having fun. But as I'm having fun, I'm also helping people awaken. I'm also helping people become empowered. I'm also shaking up all the bullshit on the energy field that's blocking them from actually having that self-realization. And I'm having fun doing it. So it's okay for you to also have fun. But I know there's some of you out there that are in a real desperate situation. And you're probably looking at this right now like, Sam, you better not be fucking lying. Like there's hope for me out there. Yes, there is. There's too many people out there that have been told, oh, you have stage 3, stage 4 cancer. It's the end for you. Here, take these painkillers and just numb yourself out until it's time for you to go. And a lot of people accept that shit. And not only do they accept it, the people in their family, their friends, and everybody around them accept it. And guess what do you think happens when someone accepts that and then that person dies? That's now ingrained in you. It's ingrained in the children that were there. It's ingrained in their DNA, which will then be passed down to their children's and their children's children's. Because there's science that shows that the cells of a woman, the embryos of a woman, the eggs, it's 2 generations. So now if that little girl, or that little girl now experience that, believes that, energetically holds on to that, now we got 2 more generations that we got to work with to help them release all the bullshit that's been done to us. Right? So at least try it. And if you don't try it for you, try it for the people around you. Literally, right before I came here, my daughter, I love her to pieces, man. So she's 3, and she's telling me constantly, over and over on the phone while I'm driving, my other daughter's holding the phone. And she's like, Daddy, I love you so much. And I'm like, I love you so much. I know that you have people out there that you love so much. If you don't want to do it for you, do it for them. But at least give it a shot. All right? And so like this episode, I feel like it's short because I can go on and on about this. Because as a collective, we are raising, right? Now, the resistance is real, right? The resistance is real right now. Now, what choice are you going to make? Are you going to choose to explore and discover for yourself and keep an open mind so that this elevation of consciousness can happen? Or are you going to be a part of that resistance? Right? Because right now, if you saw this video, you no longer can say you unconsciously are part of the resistance. Sorry. I pulled that shit out. No, that's it. You can't do that. Now you know. So now you got to make a decision. Right? Make a decision. Take your power. This is the first step of taking the power back. Make a decision for yourself. Make a decision. If this resonated with you, find somewhere to check out this stuff. You got EE systems, you have Therify, you have an inductor. Like there's a ton of stuff out there right now. Try it out. Try it out. And again, at the bottom of the video, there's going to be a link to this meditation. Join that challenge. Right? Try it out. Just imagine. Now imagine that little play challenge that we're doing changes the course of the world. And you were a part of it. Right? So until next time, I'm sending you guys so much peace and love and empowerment energy for you to fucking think for yourself. All right? I love you all. Until next time, much love.